What's up, y'all? Welcome into the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. He's Michael Wallace. I'm Whitaker. We are courtside at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for tonight's game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Indiana Pacers. Memphis Grizzlies coming in 1-1 on the season. Pacers 0-1. Still early on here. Tonight's giveaway item, I have it here with me, is this Halloween bucket.
Trick or treat.
Yeah,
trick or treat, Memphis Grizzlies.
And so far this season, the Grizzlies have been a lot of trick or treat. Looked pretty good in the opener. Last night was more trick than anything else, Mike. Grizzlies lost to the Heat 146-114, and that score is probably closer than it felt. I mean, it looked like the varsity against the JV for a lot of that game last night. Morant had 12 points. Jared had 19. Not a great showing for this Grizzlies team last night, and we can get into that. But do we just turn the page on that? What do we do after last night's game?
Yeah, you do. You absolutely turn the page on it, and you say, hey, look, this was an aberrational loss. This is what happens when, you don't have a training camp with all of your guys or most of your guys. This is what happens when you have a preseason, when Ja and Jaren aren't on the floor together. And you're going to have some erratic performances because you're essentially having your preseason right now during the first 3 games of your homestand. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing some erratic play. And last night it just got ugly quickly. The Grizzlies have to do a better job locking in early in the game.
The Heat shot the cover off the ball last, especially early on. But the Grizzlies got killed on the boards, 57-41. Points in the paint, they lost 72-44.
Yeah.
I don't know, I hear what you're saying. We didn't have training camp. John and Jaren have been playing together for a while. I feel like they're...
Have they, though?
Yes.
They've been teammates for a while.
I mean, Ja even said
they played 40% of their total games that they've been here together.
Yeah.
So, they average fewer than half of a season together on the floor.
But that's half a season.
It's still more than nothing, right?
More than nothing.
Yeah.
And you know who didn't win a preseason game? The Miami Heat. And they ended up trouncing the Grizzlies last night. So, I don't know. Coach Isolo tonight said that he did watch the tape of it because he said you got to be an expert on your own team early in the season.
Okay.
So he was going to watch it. But he also said that he thought the Miami Heat had a very clean identity. And to me, I thought that was the main thing I saw last night was a team that has had a coach for 18 seasons, Eric Spoelstra, who know the way they want to play. They seemed like they were organized, where the Grizzlies came down and just kind of were disorganized, for lack of a better term.
No, you're absolutely dead on. And I'm not trying to make excuses for the Grizzlies. I'm speaking into the realities that we keep seeing over and over and over again. And at some point, those realities do factor into the performance. But to your point, the Miami Heat went 0-6 in the preseason. They don't have Tyler Hero. They still don't have some of their top guys. Spoelstra's been mixing and matching his lineups because of attrition and injuries as well.
One of their players got arrested a couple days ago.
One of their players got indicted, right, and may never play an NBA game again. And they came out here and put a historic beat down on the Memphis Grizzlies. You should be embarrassed if you're the Grizzlies, and those players in the locker room said as much last night.
Yeah, well, we got Ja Morant here. This is you talking to Ja in the locker room post game, and Ja, I don't know if embarrassed, but he seemed angry when you and the other guys were talking to him. Let's take a listen.
For us, we got to wash it and throw it away. We got a game tomorrow. But as far as what we can learn from this, obviously it's the same thing I mentioned yesterday, like coming out with more energy and effort to start the game. The same reason we was in the deficit last game. It's the same reason we was in a deficit this game, but those guys didn't let up and they continued to make shots.
John, how much of this is just you guys still coming together? Obviously, not a lot of guys were available preseason, but not regular season.
None of it. That don't matter. We've been around each other long enough to be able to talk, communicate, guard, and do what we got to do, no matter who's on the floor. So that's on me, though.
When you flip the page to tomorrow, I guess, do you rewatch this film any, or is it just automatically getting ready for
me?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not watching none of it. My message after the game to coach was simple. I just got to make sure we all better tomorrow.
So how do we get better tonight? Like I told you, they played enough. There's no excuses. He said he and Jaron, they've had time.
He did.
So how do they get better tonight against a team that took OKC to double overtime a couple nights ago and is coming off a night off?
Yeah.
They're missing a bunch of guys too. The Pacers are clearly Halliburton's out, TJ McConnell's out, some other guys. But what do the Grizzlies need to do tonight to avoid getting off to a slow start like they have in these first couple games?
I mean, they have to come out with the Miami Heat type of energy. They got to come out ticked off, pissed off. And it's hard to be pissed off 3 games into the season on your home floor, but you have to be. You have to show some, hey, I'm tired of this. We can't. This first 20 games of the season will define the Grizzlies season. I've said that from day one.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that this is about execution. And to Ja's point, I credit him for coming back at me with the way he answered that question. He wasn't trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
He was just saying, man, you've been around us long enough to see this. I'm not going to let that be an excuse when we know how to give effort. It's not about execution. It's about effort first. They got to have that effort in the first quarter, the second quarter, and not fall into those holes that they've fallen into the last 2 nights.
The word somebody used to me talking about Ja today and watching those clips, they were like, that it's leadership from Ja.
Yes, yes,
not
absolutely.
taking any excuses. And then also, coming into last night's game, Ja was listed as questionable with that sore ankle. He's not on the injury report today.
Right.
Like, there's no question. He's playing.
Right.
And I think this team feels like they've got something to prove.
And he made it as much clear last night, too. I mean, I expected him to split these 2 games, get one and then take one off because he didn't play at all in the preseason and you don't want to ramp. But when Ja's available, he's available. Yeah. It's not like he needs to ramp up. But you're right. These guys, man, he's going to be out here tonight. Jaren had a no-show basically last night. He's got to show up. It starts and stops with Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. And when they get obliterated in that first quarter and they allow that team to fall behind, it's tough for some of the secondary guys to come in. So this has to be a collected effort, and it starts with their leadership.
Well, one of the guys who's come in this season is new to this team, Jock Landale, and he's come in and started. Today's actually his birthday. I don't know if you saw it. Today's Jock Landale's birthday, so we wish Jock a happy birthday. But he hasn't really made much of an impact on the floor thus far for this Grizzlies team. I know after 3 games, the Grizzlies can apply for a hardship exemption and maybe go out and look for someone else to come, bring some reinforcements. But to me, thus far, Landale, maybe coming off the bench is a better role for him than what we've seen so far as a starter.
But who are you putting in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what you got, because Santi's not going to start at center. You're going to put Jaren at center. He already has been in foul trouble from front line. 4 fouls
in the first half of both games.
So for both games, right? So you don't have many options. Are you going to start P.J. Hall? You know what I mean? It's the Grizzlies don't. I mean, Landale is the guy you bought in to be the emergency stopgap guy, and if he can't get it done, then you're really far more in trouble than you need to be.
Yeah.
So do you roll out? You just hope, cross your fingers and get on your knees and pray that Zach Edey has the same kind of recovery Jaren Jackson Jr. did and comes back 2 weeks early.
I mean, Landale's he's made threes. He's a good shooter, but
he's worked
Grizzlies
on
are getting killed on the boards.
Yes.
And the interior defense, like we said, points in the paint.
Non-existent.
The Heat were just going to the rim over and over last night like a layup line against this Grizzlies team.
Yeah.
We should also just say hello to Jay Huff, who used to play center for this Grizzlies team, and is back tonight.
They could use him.
Yeah, Jay's back tonight, and Coach Isolo said that he and Jay Huff had in common they were both big readers, and they would talk about books a lot when they were on the team together. But glad to see Jay Huff back here. All right,
absolutely.
Let's go through the injury report for tonight's game. So far, the only one who was listed as questionable is Santi Aldama, with knee soreness. I saw Santi out here warming up earlier. We have not gotten an update yet on him. Out, Brandon Clark, Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen, Vince Williams Jr. Indiana's got a long injury report tonight, too. Andrew Nembhard out with a shoulder injury. Johnny Furphy is a game-time decision with a foot. He played a lot in that Thunder game. Quentin Jackson's out with a hamstring. Cam Jones is out for driving. TJ McConnell is out for a hamstring. And Tyrese Halliburton's out with an Achilles injury.
Yeah, but these are still the defending Eastern Conference champions. They still have Pascal Siakam.
Well, they also have a system.
They have a system. They know how to play.
To me,
in terms of getting to that pace.
They have an idea and a direct way they want to go.
And they have, I mean, a lot of guys that know how to play and played in that rotation that got to the NBA Finals last year. And when everyone counted them out, they were still there. So I'm not going to count them out tonight.
No.
But I need the Grizzlies to come in here and play like a desperate team.
Get a little more energy tonight.
Yes.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Jessica Benson's going to join us. John Roser's going to join us, and then Mike will come back. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Here on Grind City Media, Lane Whitaker, courtside here at FedEx Forum alongside Jessica Benson. And Jessica always joins us right now and talks about her main character. And tonight, Jessica, who have you dubbed the main character?
The first half.
Okay.
The first half, and particularly the first quarter, the start, however you want to go about it. This team, it's only 2 games in, but to allow 86 points last night, 66 points to the Pelicans in the first half of the opener, it was really that third quarter against the Pelicans where the game switched and it got to a point where it was close enough for Ja Morant to take over at the end. But Ja himself talked about the energy and the intensity coming out at the beginning not being enough. And so to see how that team ultimately adapts. Tomasi Salo was asked about it before the game tonight, and he said it all starts on the defensive end. If they can get stops, if they can get rebounds, then they can get into their transition offense, can get more of that flow going early.
Do you think it's just energy and effort? Or is it scheme? Is it personnel? Like, what do we think the issue is? Is it just energy?
I think last night particularly was scheme.
Yeah.
You saw what will happen when the Grizzlies face teams that can go supersized during this period of time where they're without Zach Edey and without Brandon Clark.
Yeah.
And you saw a team that capitalized on it with Khalil Ware and Bam Adebayo, and Bam gets to play at the 4, and next thing you know, he's 4-4 from 3 and taking wide open shots. But we knew rebounding was going to be an issue for this team, a deficiency for this team early on in the season. It was going to take a collective effort. I think that's where the defense comes into play. This was a group that talked pretty highly of their defense throughout training camp, said that it was actually ahead of the offense, and it was going to be really high intensity, high attack mode. We haven't seen that through both the preseason and the first 2 games.
Rebounded last night, 57-41. Ja only gave us 12 points last night. There's Ja warming up right now. You think with Ja, I know he was coming in with the sprained ankle last night. He was questionable. Tonight he's not on the injury report on the second night of a back-to-back. Last year the Grizzlies on the second night of a back-to-back were 10-4. Showed up all right on those type of games. Do you think tonight we get one of those call 12 games, a Ja game?
On the very, very plus side for it being the second night of a back-to-back, and traditionally with the Grizzlies, at least as of last year, playing well, the most minutes played by anyone last night was 23 minutes. So you can't really look at, they played a really long, tenuous game last night. They have pretty fresh legs, right? And especially for the starters who were on the bench by the fourth quarter. So you do have an opportunity where they can treat this game as important as it is. I think him and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope both not even being on the injury report is a great sign at the understanding of this team. Hey, this Western Conference is as tough as ever. We say it every year. When you have winnable games on your home court, especially early, you have to try to capitalize capitalize if at all possible.
Yeah, great leadership. All right, Jessica, I'll see you right after the game for the Grind City Rewind. You're going to go be on the radio call tonight with EP and Eric and Bennett Doyle. We're going to take a quick break. John Roser joins us on the other side of that. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
And you're going to be at the Grizzly game tonight.
Yes, sir.
I'll look at you to make a TikTok.
Hey,
go dance right in Bam Adebayo's face or some of the Miami Heat guy. Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah.
Please.
Hey, once I shot it down, it's going to be an automatic win.
You see, you're here
My
first,
shot
bro.
me down, they make everybody look. And once I peck that hip.
Wait, hold on. Come on. Oh, shit. Hey.
You saw him dance. Now you can hear him talk about the Grizzlies and everything else. That's John Roser from the Chris Vernon Show and from the Memphis Hustle and from the Double Post and from the Odds Couple and from
Parts Unknown.
Yeah. John Roser joins us now. John, you have your finger on the pulse of Grizz Nation as the host of the Double Post after the games where fans can call in and we can talk about the Grizzlies. Last night was sort of a therapy session for all of us.
It was.
What was the general feeling after the game last night? Were people like pushing the panic button yet, or is it like we still got a little way to go here?
You know, you're always going to have some that do push the panic button, but, you know, for the most part, I thought everybody was very reasonable. You know, Miss Betty, who we love, she always, it's like her thing. Miss Betty has to always lead it off, and she said, you know what? I've been calling in so long, and I've been coming to all these games that I've learned my lesson. It's a long season, and I got to save my takes. So we got to get up off the mat, and we got another one the next night, and that next night is tonight. I generally think most fans are like, you know what? You have some of those games throughout the season where you just don't have it, and the other team beat you. And, you know, credit to Miami. They came in definitely with more intensity last night.
The part that's troubling about that, and I said this when I called in on the last night on the Double Post, was that you would hope that doesn't happen in game 2.
Yeah.
You would hope maybe game 25, 30, things kind of like don't click one night, but game 2 is the part that makes it a little less exciting.
Well, and they're in kind of a similar spot tonight with this Pacers team, and that's, you know, that Miami team last night, in their season opener, they played Orlando. Almost won the game, lost by 4, a very competitive game. And then they came in here last night, and they wanted to get a win. And you're facing a team tonight that in a very similar situation. They're going to be down another point guard as Andrew Nembhard's down. But a double overtime loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're definitely going to be looking for a win tonight, too. They don't want to start their season 0-2.
Yeah, and for this Grizzlies team, we saw Ja out there warming up a second ago. Ja finished with 12 points last night, and after the game was pretty adamant that, like, hey, no excuses. We got to play better. We got to come out with more energy. I asked Jessica this. I'm curious what you think. Is this one of those nights we get a call 12 night, a Ja Morant night? He seems motivated.
Look, I have loved what I've seen from Ja in his leadership so far this year. I thought Ja was actually one of the ones last night that he came out with the requisite energy and he was ready to go. And then you look up at halftime and we're like down 40 and it's like, okay, well, we're not coming back from this one. We can pack this one up for the night.
So we only played 20 minutes.
No, I think you're going to get that from Ja tonight. I think you're going to be getting a call 12 moment. Look, that's the thing. We just got to get to that final minute. Like, get us to that final minute, 2 minutes, and we know we're just going to give the ball to 12 and everything's going to be all right. I also think a bounce-back Jaren Jackson Jr. night. Bam Adebayo outplayed him last night. I think Jaren knows that. I think you're going to get a different Jaren Jackson Jr. tonight.
Well, I mean, this is a Pacers team that's wounded, literally. Like, Tyrese Halliburton's out, but there's also 4 or 5 other guys. Nembhard, McConnell's out. There's a bunch of guys that are out. So this Grizzlies team, hopefully they have something they can look forward to taking advantage of. You're also the voice, the color analyst for the Memphis Hustle.
Yep.
When do we start? Next week?
We got Media Day on Tuesday, and then we're going to get training camp started. Some of the guys you saw in Grizzlies preseason, like Lawson Lovering, Tyler Burton, some of those guys. And then, obviously, as the Grizzlies get healthy, some of these two-way guys like P.J. Hall, maybe Omax. Omax might have a real rotation into the Grizzlies. Javon Small, if Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen, maybe we don't know how long that injury is going to last. Obviously, a couple months there. But as you can get some of those guys healthy, maybe some of those two-way guys, you'll see them down in South Haven. Season tips off Saturday, November 8th against the Mexico City Capitanes, and then they play them again on Sunday.
You were sitting over there, and part of the problem with me hosting this is I can't be on my phone at the same time.
Right.
There's like 3 good college football games.
And I know you're interested. I can see. I'm like looking over at you, and I'm like, oh, I can't distract him.
One of my buddies went to Mississippi State, and I'm on a text group, and like it's kind of getting a little crazy.
They're having fun in Starkville.
Okay.
At 38-21 Mississippi State right now.
They're going to beat Texas?
And they're in the fourth quarter. They very well could beat Texas.
What about Alabama, South Carolina?
Oh, it's tough. It's tough.
Bama came back.
So South Carolina went up 22-14. Bama came down and scored and got the 2, tied it at 22.
Yeah.
South Carolina gets the ball back, 2:16 left. They run it, 2-minute warning. Second down from their own 36. Lenore Sellers fumbles. Alabama gets it. Alabama then ran it in on a 3rd and 10 with 40 seconds left. Ran in for a 25-yard touchdown. And so, as far as I know, Alabama's won the game.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I know you're the Georgia fan. You were looking
honestly,
forward to Bama losing.
I like upsets. I just want upsets. That's what I care. I don't really care about Bama so much. I like Caleb DeBoer. I think he's a coach.
We got to give a shout out to the local teams.
Yeah.
Memphis.
How about the Tigers today?
The Tigers, the come from behind win there, down 31-17 going to the fourth quarter, 17-0 in the fourth quarter. That's an amazing bounce back win.
It's a really good South Florida
team. And a big time performance from Brendan Lewis, the quarterback, after he was on a boot and crutches last week.
Yeah.
First 300-yard passing game, and then Ole Miss.
Oh yeah.
After what they had happen to them in the fourth quarter,
my big dog.
They were your big dog. Mississippi State was my big dog on the odds couple.
We nailed it.
Yeah, but Ole Miss to bounce back after what happened in that fourth quarter against Georgia, where they were neck and neck playing great against Georgia last week, to fall apart in the fourth quarter at Georgia. They outscored Oklahoma 9-0 in the fourth quarter today to win there.
If you're not watching the odds couple on Mondays and Thursdays,
then what are you doing with your life?
We're talking a lot of college football on there, and we picked our teams that were at least a 3-point underdog that we thought were going to win outright. I went Ole Miss. He went Mississippi State. We're both going to be winners today.
Yeah, CJ ruined it. He picked Minnesota. Last I checked, they were down like 34-0.
Do you remember?
He's got the Steelers Sunday night.
We don't know.
Yeah, he's got the Steelers.
All right. Well, you can catch John after the game today on the Double Post on YouTube and X and everywhere else. You can watch all the Grind City Media shows. Jessica will be there. Benny will be there. I'll call in and give him a little hard time at the beginning. But tune in for that. Catch him on the Chris Vernon Show all week next week, and odds couple and everything else.
And hopefully we're talking about a win after the game.
I would love that.
Man.
All right. We're going to take a break. Michael Wallace joins us when we get back. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
Just walking through FedEx Forum, what's that been like for you?
To be back here knowing that this is going to help St. Jude, it's going to recognize Fred Smith.
Yeah.
Come on now. What he did as an individual. It's going to highlight the city and that what this great place is. There's not many cities like Memphis.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat.
MJ, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
This is still a bad team and a bad franchise. What are they doing to try and get better?
This is not a team that is looking for a playoff run, although I heard on local Nashville radio, somebody called in and said they got an email Monday letting them know you can get playoff tickets to the Titans. Yeah.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The second annual Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic is on Monday, October 27th at FedEx Forum. Don't miss Memphis women's basketball as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, or the long-awaited return of former Memphis head coach John Calipari when his Arkansas Razorbacks face the University of Memphis Tigers in charity exhibitions to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or you can get them at the FedEx Forum box office.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. Michael Wallace, Lane Whitaker. We are courtside here at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for the Grizzlies and the Pacers, tipping off in about 35 minutes. And we're going to go through a couple things like we always do at this time around the NBA and talk about some topics around the league. We mentioned Terry Rozier earlier. The gambling thing's been going on. Adam Silver spoke last night. The game was on Amazon Prime, and Adam Silver said that we have ultimately concluded there was insufficient evidence. But he said then we cooperated with the feds who have subpoena power, extraordinary powers the league doesn't have, and there's nothing more important to the league and its fans than the integrity of the competition. He said it had a pit in his stomach when he found out about this. We haven't really found out much more in the 24 hours since we first heard about it yesterday.
Yeah.
As we've seen news unfold and things come out, have you seen like the story to you at all change, or is this still a Terry Rozier isolated thing?
Well, no, because the Chauncey Billups part of this can't be dismissed either, right? So when we last talked about it, we weren't sure what the link was between Chauncey Billups' poker ring and the NBA gambling. But now there's a thread that links him allegedly supplying information as well too. So the Rozier thing, you could dismiss that. He's a role player. The best years of his career were behind him. He may or may not ever play again. But you have an acting head coach that's impacting everything that's going on with his organization and team. So that's the more pressing matter. I saw Silver's comments. I tried to ingest them and understand it. He does have power, though. He doesn't have subpoena power or putting anyone in jail. But he clearly got, the Porter brother, Jonte Porter, out of the league. And there wasn't this seems to be more damning than anything. So he has the ability to say, we can't do this anymore, and just go ahead and make some decisions. I know the Heat are waiting on pins and needles so they can know what direction they're going to go in, both with their pick and their salary cap as it relates to this Rozier thing.
This Pacers team lost on opening night to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder played one game last year that went into overtime. They've played 4 overtimes so far this season. So teams are clearly, I think, aiming a little higher now when they play the Thunder on a nightly basis. But this clip's been going viral of SGA, as I like to call him SGFTA. I don't know if you saw this clip of him trying to put the moves on against the Pacers. Looks like he walks a little bit. He's been shooting a lot of free throws. I don't know if you've seen this through the 2 games. Look at his feet.
Yeah, he shuffles. He jump steps, hops.
Pushes off twice. So far through 2 games, he's made 27 field goals. He's attempted 33 free throws. Meanwhile, Lou Dort's playing football on the other end, and Caruso. Is this if they're refereed like this, is there any way to stop this team?
No, because they're deep and they still don't have Jalen Williams yet, right? They still don't have their second best player, and they're doing everything they can to survive these games. But again, this team, they don't show up the refs. They do get the calls though, so they don't have to show up the refs. But they do have phenomenal talent, phenomenal depth, and they play harder than you play on most nights. So they earn what they get, and you got to figure out a way to disrupt them to beat them.
Well, good luck with that. That's been that's easier said than done. They announced the courts for the Emirates Cup coming up, the in-season tournament. The NBA put out some of the looks of these different courts. We're going to fly through these, Mike. It's hard to get too good of a glance at it, but I don't know, any of these jump out at you, things you like?
I like LA so far.
The Charlotte one I like because it has the honeycomb.
The Charlotte does look good. Boston looks okay. Charlotte looks good. And that's about it. Where did they skip over the Grizzlies?
Well, we got the Grizzlies one.
We got the gray. We got the
Grizzlies one slow mode here. So you get a better look at what it looks like.
It's that cement, it's the
two-tone
cement.
Over and over. So I don't know. There's some cool courts. There's the Grizzlies court.
I like that. I liked it last year. I liked the trophy in the middle, and the 2 trophies at the free throw line.
Now we just got to get the curse of the Emirates Cup off this.
I know. What are we, 1-7
I don't know.
in 2 years? I think we've only won 1.
It's been bad. We got to get some wins in this thing this year. All right. Well, we're almost ready for tip-off, Mike. Give me one matchup that you got your eye on for tonight.
Pascal Siakam, Jaren Jackson Jr., if they're going to line up at the power forward spot. But you got to be able to figure out where he is on the floor, because he is the engine that makes that team go on both ends.
What a different matchup for Jaren from last night having to play Bam Adebayo to tonight having to play a guy who can operate the mid-range drive, do all those things. You know,
he's a mismatch at the 3 and at the 4.
For everybody. So is Jaren in a lot lot of ways, too.
So you got to dictate through them.
Should be a good match. All right. right, we'll get you over now. You can flip over to FanDuel Sports Network, watch the pregame show with Fish, Pete, Brevin, and Chris. Flip over to ESPN 92.9 with Eric Hasseltine, Elliot Perry, Jessica Benson, and Bennett Doyle. After the game, tune in to Grind City Media for the double post with Roser, Bennett, Jessica. And then our next home game is next Friday in the Emirates Cup against the Los Angeles Lakers.
Halloween night.
You're
going to need that bucket.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get a treat, not a trick. For Michael Wallace, I'm Lane Whitaker. We're going to get you out of here. Get ready for the game. Go Grizz. See you soon. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.